We're live now,
They
but
make a
yes, I
line and
do live in like the hood. That
The
is
hood. The hood of Cedar
he's
Rapids.
got a great neighborhood. I wouldn't even call that the hood at
Isn't
all.
isn't the hood
uh
like around
like
Ghetto V? Isn't that the hood?
Mm.
two I guess like 5 or 6 years ago, the apartment buildings just south of me were the location of the most amount of gunshots in all of Cedar Rapids. But
Damn,
no, it's gotten so much better, so much better.
that's good.
I live by like a
Well, hello
park,
everyone.
and it's a whole thing.
No.
They've heard all of this whole
Yeah,
conversation.
that's fine.
Yeah,
That's all right.
great.
That's a good way to start it. Welcome to our Identity Crisis, episode 121. Got a little bit of a special episode today. I'm excited for it. Excited to get into it. First off, how's everybody doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you
Yeah,
feeling?
I feel fine. I still kind of sound like shit. I don't know if this scratchy voice is ever gonna go away, but otherwise I feel fine. I'm a little bit tired. I'm making all the buns, and all the pies. It's holiday week. It is
I
Thanksgiving
don't
week.
think that you sound all that different from normal.
Really?
Yeah,
Everybody
like
at work
shit.
keeps telling me I sound like
He
shit. Maybe
sounds
they're
a
just
I
being
feel
mean.
like he sounds a little raspy
I,
still, but
Yeah,
I
that's
think
totally
Justin's giving
normal.
you shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was a
Everybody,
joke.
yeah, everybody's just being assholes. At least don't tell me I look like shit. That would be a little bit different, but sound like shit I'm okay with. So everybody have a good week. Everybody ready for Thanksgiving? Big Thanksgiving plans?
No.
Sort of.
Sure.
Yes, kind of. Yeah, maybe. No.
Do you have
Yeah.
Thanksgiving plans?
Fuck no. I have no plans. We do
Are you?
cousins and I. We do Mexgiving. We make tacos every year.
Hmm,
That's what we do for Thanksgiving.
Didn't you come to
nice.
Iowa last year?
No, I
Or you
haven't.
come?
No, I haven't been with like family for Thanksgiving in fucking 10 years. Or back when I lived in Cedar Rapids, I think we did, but that was it. So,
Hmm.
yeah, not really. All right. Normally, also this is the part of the show where I just brag about how awesome the Vikings are. We got beat 40-3 yesterday. 40
By
to 3.
by the Giants, did I hear that correctly?
The
Cowboys.
Cowboys,
Cowboys.
which
Cowboys.
which is worse. I would have
A
rather gotten beat
coworker,
40-3.
a
It was
coworker that
brutal.
sits next to me is a big Cowboys fan,
Oh God.
and he didn't even talk any shit. It was
Really?
so bad. Yeah, he's like,
You just felt bad?
yeah, he was like, I watched like the first quarter and half of the second, and then it was just such a brutal game that I went and meal prepped for the week.
Oh God, it was
So he
bad.
didn't even watch the ass beating.
Dude, it was bad.
It's so bad.
You know it's bad when it was on CBS. Tony Romo and Jim Nance called the game. You know it's bad when halfway through the fourth quarter, the game's not even over. They apologize to everyone watching and switch it to a different game. Like that literally happened. They're like, we're really sorry, everyone. We thought this was gonna be a much more competitive game. Here's the Bengals game. Like it was
What are they
bad,
doing? Just like laying down on the field or
dude.
something? Like what can you do to like say something like that to
Right?
the point where like you don't need to watch this game
Yeah,
anymore? It's
right.
like
It's clearly
what?
over. Oh
Well, and
my
the
God, it was
Vikings were 8-1 going into that.
yeah. And that's what we're still 8-2. We're still 8-2. I'm not gonna fucking freak out yet. But now we got
So
a fucking we play Thanksgiving night, so we only got 4 days to get
With
playing the
shit figured out.
Lions
performance
or
like
something.
that, I envision the rest of the season to be just loss, 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 loss,
I
loss.
don't think it can be. It can be. God damn it. We'll see.
So so in some sports, when they're like ahead, then they coast a little bit so that they like don't get injured or whatever. Is that a thing in football since there's
Yeah.
like so few games?
You know what? The Giants started coasting, or the Cowboys started coasting, and they still scored like 2 more touchdowns even after they were coasting. So it was bad, dude. It was real bad.
Hmm.
Ugh. But Thursday night, prime time, Thanksgiving night, that we're gonna bounce back. It's gonna happen. It's gonna
Who are they
happen.
playing?
We play the Patriots. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Let's kick off the show as we always do with a listener question from Jacob. Hello, Jacob.
Hi,
What up,
Jacob.
Jacob?
Jacob says, "Who was the first person to see a turkey and say, I'm gonna eat that on the third Thursday of every November from now until the end of time. Adam, what are your thoughts?
A very organized, hungry individual.
Have you ever thought about like some of the foods
Um,
we eat and go, who's the first person to do
I
that?
I will admit that, like, I'm sure if you like if people actually hunt and you go and look at these things in the wild, like they're ugly as frick. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the
Like,
things you see in the wild,
right.
mushrooms and like a lot of good, very good and edible things are disgusting looking sometimes.
Like,
So
who was the first person to pull a lobster out of the ocean and be like, yeah, I'm gonna eat this fucking sea bug?
exactly, yeah.
Like,
And how many
what?
times it took them to finally prepare it correctly.
Right,
That's the other
right.
thing. Like someone, like I guarantee you, someone didn't like cook it perfectly the
Oh,
first time
yeah.
and be like, "Oh yeah, this is what you
Yeah.
got to do." Hey guys, when you get this thing out of the ocean, make sure you put it in a cast iron with a bunch of this butter. I don't know if you know how to make yet, but a bunch of these herbs and like do it, and then it's money. But
When you
There was
boil it, it's gonna scream. Don't be alarmed. It's
it's
totally
just steam
fine.
releasing. It's fine. It's fine.
But one could argue trial and error over thousands upon thousands of years,
Yeah,
and you know, survival of the fittest. So,
yeah.
and now we know, because luckily people were smart enough to be like, "Don't eat this, do eat this," and when people figure out, "Do eat this," we're gonna just figure out how to make it like amazing.
Right.
So,
Almost
there's a reason,
everything is edible.
yeah.
at least
Just so you
once. Yeah. There's a reason why lobsters were prison food for generations, where it was like the primary food for the U.S. prison system.
Really? That sounds delicious.
Well, that's the
I mean, not
thing
the way
is
it's
like,
prepared.
if
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
but
if
just
you
it's protein and will keep you alive.
yeah, if you cook it real shitty, it probably is like prison gruel, you know.
right.
Mhm.
Adam, you a turkey guy?
Yeah, gonna be smoking one Wednesday because we're hosting Thanksgiving this year on
Oh, there you go.
Thursday. So,
Nice. So
but yeah,
white.
I've got one brining right now
Ooh.
and getting ready for the smoker.
So white meat, dark meat, no preference.
Dark meat. The fuck?
Ooh, I
White
disagree.
meat's disgusting.
Disagree.
What? I
We're
mean,
gonna have to
there's
get.
only a correct and it's amazing. So
We'll see where everybody else goes. I feel like I might be the outlier. Justin, what do you have to say about Jacob's question?
Well, back in those days, I imagine that, they had large families and turkey is a large bird. So they probably saw that as an easier means to cook and feed a large family. So
Yeah.
logistically, it makes sense that they would pick a turkey. You cook one or two of these versus 50 chickens.
Right. 50 chickens.
So I mean,
Justin, white meat, dark meat, no preference.
I prefer dark meat, but I don't think white meat is trash. I think dark meat's juicier,
mhm.
but I will eat either. I'm not picky on it.
All right, fair enough. Josh, what about you?
So to Jacob's initial question, Sarah Josepha Hale is is the person.
Did you do a little bit of
Uh,
research? Did you
I
do a little
may
bit
have
of
done
research?
some research. So the original Thanksgiving, they likely did not have turkey. In fact, there's only one
Mm.
account of anyone who referenced a turkey in that entire thing, and they didn't even reference eating it. Just that there was turkeys that existed in the area. Geese
They were just
were
present, pecking away at the behind them.
well, just like not at the Thanksgiving, but just in
Oh, they
the
were there.
area, like around the time. So goose was like the the big thing at the time.
Mm.
So it wasn't until I think it was 1863, and Sarah Hale was the editor of a magazine called Godey's Lady Book, which is a really weird name, but it was like Civil War era, so like lots of weird shit around that time. But she specifically wrote a lot of recipes about turkey and was a huge proponent for it becoming a nationalized holiday because it was not recognized in the U.S. as a holiday up until Abraham Lincoln added it in that era. So the first person to eat a turkey, like, that was way, way earlier. But the first person who was like, we should have a holiday every year where on the third Thursday of November and we should eat a turkey, Sarah Joseph Hale.
I guess wouldn't it be Abe Lincoln though, who like said, "Let's do it on these days"?
Well, but it was the who
Right?
was the first
But
person?
it was her idea.
You know,
Yeah.
it was her
So
idea.
She did the inception.
Lincoln was
Then-
just like, "Fuck yeah, I hate those turkeys."
I fucking
And-
love
Oh
turkey.
wait, I love these turkeys, so I want to eat them.
He loves
But I hate
eating
'em
them, but also is perfectly fine with murdering them.
And I will take your money every year, so you can go hunt them as a recreational sport.
I
Confirmation.
did
hunting.
zero research on when turkey tags became a thing, and because I mean,
Can do archery.
tax stamps for hunting have existed for a really long time, but I don't know if they went all the way back to Lincoln times.
Probably
that-
further back.
Jacob, fill in another question asking me to research when hunting stamps became a
Hey,
thing.
Jacob,
It's animal related, Jacob. There you go.
Jacob.
Easy lob.
please don't. Please don't, Jacob.
Do it.
I'm
Do it.
begging you.
Just to
Did you guys
just to
see
spite
the-
Ryan.
The Rick and Morty episode with the turkeys.
No.
I'm behind.
I am as well.
Yeah, I
It's a
gotta
funny
catch up.
episode.
I've
Um,
only seen like season 1. To
no,
answer,
just. Oh, sorry. go
For
ahead.
shame.
I don't watch many shows in general, so it is what it is. To answer the other question, all turkey meat is perfectly fine. I will use them in different ways, though. Like white meat, I tend to use more for like sandwiches. You know, things where I can add some moisture to it to make it a little more palatable and it holds up better. But like if I'm just eating straight off the turkey, if I've like tackled it in the woods or something, then going for the dark meat.
Okay, fair enough.
It's juicy.
Which is funny because you wouldn't want to eat dark meat just raw.
I mean, I don't want to eat either of it raw, but
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of blood involved. It's like way too much work. You ever bitten through feathers? Like, it is an unpleasant experience. You
Boil
gotta
it for
you
a
gotta
little
boil it. Yeah, boil
Mhm.
it. Helps. Just like a lobster, just dunk it alive.
There you go.
And
It's
it's just steam escaping from the turkey's mouth.
I feel
it's
feel
not
turkey's
actually
gonna fight you a
screaming.
little bit. I feel like live turkey's gonna fight you a little bit there, Josh. Just a little
Hunting 101 with
Not
Josh
the lid.
Huffman.
bit. No,
So-
lid.
I will say, hunting is a young boy, probably around 8. One very memorable experience is, you know, I'm creeping through the woods. We're deer hunting, so we've caught a track of where we think a deer is going to be, and so we've just been like creeping towards it. And all of a sudden, out of the bushes, like a foot away from me, a big ass turkey jumps out and scares the ever loving fuck out of me. And I did not live that down for years. Because if you've ever seen like an 8-year-old me scream about like a 3 feet tall giant bird, I'm sure it was
crazy.
wildly entertaining. Yeah, it was unhappy with my existence
Oh.
being there, but
We lost Josh again.
Oh, Well, I was gonna say a few years ago when I was going deer hunting super early in the morning to a place I'd never been to, and yeah, like there was a couple turkeys that like jumped out and flew over me, and they're loud as shit, and they scare the hell out of you.
They're
Also, do
big
you know
too.
who the ancestor to
Raptors.
Velociraptors?
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Like,
raptors. I don't know. That's my guess is raptors.
yeah, like of course they're fucking scary. I'd be scared if a giant turkey. Hey, welcome back, Josh. I'd be
Thank
scared
you.
if a giant turkey jumped out at me. So I don't blame you one bit.
Yeah, they're big. They're big and loud, and
Hmm.
I
They're so loud in the forest when they fly. It is loud. Like it is crazy.
luckily they're less
All right,
aggressive typically than like a rooster is. Roosters are fucking mean. But so far my interactions with turkeys have been just alarming, but that's it.
fair enough. All right, we're gonna move on. But before we go, I just want to say white meat is superior to dark meat. Just this. I'm sorry. That's my preference. Go
You
for
are
the.
entitled to your opinion,
Thank you.
even if it's wrong.
Thank you. Good. That's fair. All right, I'll take it. All right. Well, thank you very much for the question, Jacob. We do appreciate it. Let's talk about some video games, and let's do some. What are we playing now? Justin, kick us off. What you been playing?
So Adam and I picked up Icarus again this weekend. To those unfamiliar, it's a survival game. We played it maybe a year or two ago.
Hmm.
But it's a survival game. But it's sort of unique in that you pick a mission, you do like a drop ship onto the planet, and then you're sort of like early explorers to a new planet, and you're trying to like find out where a safe place is to basically make a habitat, if you will. But you'd have so much real life time. So, like, you pick a mission and it says 2 days. So, you have from the moment you hit start mission 2 real life days to finish that mission, or it gets failed.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so, um, we did that and we picked, since we played last, there's a whole new like starting area zone, and we picked that. We picked the first mission. Should have been relatively easy. We died by many things many times and ended up quitting out of frustration. um I had to play a little bit longer because I came in with more starting stuff, and if you don't get, I had to go get my body and then run back to the drop ship and leave. So I failed the mission, but I extracted with my stuff, and so I'll have that the next time we play. But yeah, that was pretty rough. And then I've been playing quite a bit of Dark Tide, which is Vermintide, but the 40K.
How was
Um,
it?
I love it. I have always liked the A to B shooters, though. It's, if again, if you like those type of games, it's great. I don't know when it's going to come out on console. The game doesn't fully release until November 30th, so it's still kind of a early access beta until the final game comes out. But first day playing was a bit rough with disconnects and stuff. Um, Saturday morning when I tried to play, I was having a bunch of issues, and eventually it couldn't even find a game. It just kept failing matchmaking.
Um,
But later on in the day, I had zero issues. Some of our group were having issues like getting into the game initially, but once we were playing, it was fine. But they definitely have some work to do to fix the matchmaking and the grouping. But just like Vermintide was, it's very difficult as you start to level up. It gets easier and like learn the maps. And one of the biggest things I think that I finally remembered to start doing is if you're holding left or right or back and hit space, you jump, dodge, and you pretty much need to be doing that 24/7 when you're surrounded by a horde, because you just don't get hit if you do that. But yeah, learning that. I'm almost level 12, so
cool.
starting to get the hang of my character, and yeah, it's fun.
Nice. All right. Very nice. Josh, what about you?
Genshin Impact. Just yep.
We
just
assumed, yeah,
enough
yeah.
for my dailies. And then played also Dark Tide.
Ooh,
Played I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. I feel
okay.
of it on Saturday. Didn't end up playing it all on Sunday, but playing the Psyker, so I can kind of melt people's brains from a distance.
Nice.
Um, but there's a mechanic that the more psychic ability that you charge up, the worse it is for you. So if you hit 100% charge on it, things go very poorly for you very quickly. And so you have to either not use your psychic ability and it goes down gradually, or you can hit a button to like meditate to release some of your psychic buildup. Um, and I'm pretty bad at it so far, but only playing a couple hours, like Justin was saying, like constantly dodging, or if you're running and then you hit control, then you will slide. Should be doing that more often, but it's hard to remember when you have like 10 billion things like breathing down your neck. So, getting better at it, learning like when to use abilities. You gain shield back. I don't remember what toughness or something I think they call it.
Toughness.
When you do melee chain kills, then you gain toughness back, which is like your shield armor. And so knowing when to melee something instead of shooting it is really important. Because you could just run around wasting ammo the whole time, but ammo is pretty scarce. Like the drop rates on things are not super high, so you have to like kind of partition stuff out really, really well.
And that
Which
gets worse the harder difficulties you do. You see
Right.
less and less ammo and stuff.
and if you're
Once they
playing with
start melee
randos,
everything.
yeah, melee is really, really important, and that is the first game I meleeed nothing, and the last game I was meleeing like 80% of things. So it's a game I am getting better at, but it will take some more hours to feel competent. But
You
I think
definitely
we
picked the
won.
hardest class.
Um, I don't know. I haven't played the other ones. I have no context, but um, having to like manage those things is a little tough. But it's really fun. I like Vermintide quite a bit, and I love the 40k universe. My only kind of downside to it is thus far playing mostly only the easy difficulties, and only being 4 or 5 hours into the game. Is a lot of the areas are very the same. So it's like hordes and hordes and hordes of poxwalkers, and then there's some plague marines and like I don't. If y'all don't play 40k, then you may not know what I'm talking about. But it's a lot of the same enemies over and over and over and over again, and I haven't seen like any of the Tyranids or any of the other like cool 40k shit. Um, and so I don't know if they intend on adding any of those things, but it would be cool in the future. Similar to like Vermintide, you were fighting the rat things that I Skaven. You're fighting the Skaven, so it was like the whole game was fighting Skaven. I feel like maybe they could branch out a little bit into other 40k stuff, but honestly, it's a really good game, and it's not even out yet. So I'm pretty happy I picked it up.
Cool. Very nice. All right, Adam.
My name is Rod, and I too like to play Dark Tide.
Very nice.
Yeah, we were playing that on Saturday. Super fun. I was hoping to play a little bit tonight, but just didn't happen. Um, yeah, very enjoyable. It is very much a Left 4 Dead, Vermintide, whatever. But I think I enjoy it because it has more guns and stuff involved with it,
Oh
kind of
yeah.
like the old school like Left 4 Dead. I think that's what Vermintide was missing a little bit to an extent, but filled in well with like magic and archery and some other things for range. So, but I did the sharpshooter class, so obviously more shooting people in the head and really trying to be precise with on big guys was pretty cool. I enjoyed that a lot.
Nice. Nice. Very
My
cool.
level
Uh,
11 is also a sharpshooter.
yeah,
That's the class I picked. You get much more ammo reserve than the rest of the classes, so
yeah,
it's definitely meant
tons
to
more
be
ammo. So yeah, I was
one.
definitely using guns a lot more.
Something before you go to your next game that I just want to remember to tell you that I don't remember if it was Saturday night or Sunday, but I started using my F ability more frequently, and that
Mm-hmm.
recharges super fast. So
Mm-hmm.
like your F ability should be used. Like the first couple days I
Anytime
was
there's
playing
like
it, I was
a big guy, like I was using them, just trying to melt him
yeah,
down super quick.
any named type creature,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also nice because it will tell you where they are. So like if there's a sniper and you hit F, you can see where they are through the map, and so you can
Hmm.
instantly lock in. But yeah, the
Yeah.
first couple times I played, I was not I was using that scarcely, thinking whatever, and yeah, you can definitely use that way more frequently.
Yeah, it's
Eight,
like the widow character of like Overwatch to an extent, a little bit, but
Yeah.
80% of my F usage was me trying to hit G and hitting the wrong key. So, uh, G is the psyker ability, so like you have to do that a lot. But I would do my force push on nothing like most of the time.
and then played some Icarus with Justin, like he had mentioned. It was obviously very difficult. Went from like grounded to like, oh, what is another like survival game we had played but never really like fully beat, and Steam was just happening to like update Icarus, so we had mentioned that and we played that, and it was definitely a rude awakening from like grounded to like a very hardcore like game. Like I mean it's the same designer as Daisy and stuff like that, so I mean it is intentionally an extremely difficult game, but we were just not expecting it to be so hard on the very first mission, like on this new content and stuff like that. It was just like
Nice.
jaguars, polar bears, like wait, no, polar bears was the other game, but jaguars and uh there were a couple other things that totally messed us up. But
Cool. Nice.
and then another game, but that's gonna be my pick of the week. So
Okay. Fair enough.
yeah.
So well, real quick, uh, my wife has been working crazy hours, and she's like, "Do you just have like a fun game we can just sit down and play?" She doesn't play games. She's not good at games. She's like, "Do you have anything that we can just sit down and play on the couch?" So I was going through the Xbox Black Friday sale, and the TMNT Cowabunga collection was on sale. So I bought that, like all the classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games. I was like, we could play some Turtles in Time. She might like that. So, and she did. We had a good time. But, Justin, there's a game in that collection that I completely forgot existed that we played all the time. Do you remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters? It was like a fighting game with TMNT for the Super Nintendo. Dope as fuck, dude. Like
That was a good
Yeah,
game.
I
Mm-hmm.
totally forgot about this game, and it's in it. It's in the collection. I was like, "Holy shit!" So I was playing that for quite a bit. Um, that was pretty sweet. But yeah, then played some Turtles in Time. They even got like the old school NES games, the one that were hard as fuck, like impossible to beat. Those are in there too. So we
Like
played that a little bit.
Shredder's Revenge, I think. There's because there's TMNT and then TMNT 2. I think it might be
Yes.
Shredder's Revenge, and
Yep.
those games are tough as nails.
Yeah. They're impossible. But it's kind of interesting. They with the collection, they give you like they're called modifiers you can activate, so you can do like infinite lives and stuff like that. I'm like, that's no fun. Like, how is that fun? So,
Infinite
um,
quarters. I mean, you're the rich
yeah,
kid.
right, exactly,
Now, I
right,
will say, when I was like building an arcade machine like years and years ago, Glue came over, and I only had like the arcade sticks and buttons and everything hooked up, and so it wasn't like complete. But there was just a button we could press that I programmed to add more quarters, and we just
There
played
you go.
through the entirety of Turtles in Time, the arcade version. Uh, it was fun as fuck. I don't care if it was
Nice.
infinite lives. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
It's the only way to play it.
I love
Mhm.
Turtles in Time, man. God, that was a good game.
Simpsons, the Simpsons arcade game,
Oh,
another
fuck yeah, dude.
classic. I mean, like that's up there with like on par with that.
Definitely. Marge running around beating the shit out of people with a
Has anyone
vacuum
here
cleaner.
actually beaten that game? I have
Fuck
not
no.
in like a single playthrough, even on emulator. I haven't like I've never actually done
No.
it.
Yes, but with infinite coins, because of
Sure,
emulator.
sure.
But yes, I have played through all of that. But
Nice.
Such a great game. Anyway,
I was gonna
Um,
say no because it's not actually possible, but
yeah.
it is, but only when you cheat with infinite
Yeah.
lives,
Right.
because that
I
game
haven't
is
done it
punishing.
without cheating. I should say, yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, played TMNT. Otherwise, I've exclusively been playing God of War Ragnarok. And like, I don't like to jump the gun on stuff. I like to wait until I've beaten a game. I don't give a fuck. This is the best game I've ever played. This is my favorite game of all time. Unless it just completely collapses in the final act, which I don't see happening. Um, this game's fucking incredible, dude. It's the best game I've ever played. Hands down, the best game I've ever played. So as I was playing it, I was thinking it reminds me of a couple things. The first thing is a Brandon Sanderson novel, who people know is my favorite author. And the reason I say that is Brandon Sanderson has perfected the art of the build up to the final act. Like all of his books are just you want to keep going because he's so good at stringing you along. And that's what this game reminds me of. Like Ragnarok's coming in the final act. You know that's going to happen. And at the end of God of War 1, no spoilers, but they come across a prophecy. So you kind of know that's coming too. And just the build up to get there has been incredible. Um, but I think I'm at like 27 hours in, and I'm in the final act now. Like Ragnarok has started, so I'm getting there. I'm almost at the end. And then the second thing it reminds me of, and this is not a spoiler because I have not beaten the game, obviously. So don't read into this too much, people listening. Um, but the other thing it reminds me of is the movie Logan. Like, because you got Kratos is not the young spry god killer he used to be. You know what I mean? Like he's old man Kratos now, and like just very similar to Logan's storyline. Like he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to be a part of this shit, but he's kind of just forced into it. Like he has to. Um, and I fucking love it. I'm here for it, dude. Logan's one of my favorite movies. It's arguably the best superhero movie ever created. Um, I feel like you might be able to put Spider Verse up in there too, or Endgame maybe. But
Dark Knight is up there.
what's that?
Dark Knight is up there as well.
Dark Knight, absolutely, yeah. But very much reminds me of Logan, dude. Very much. Like he's just fucking over it. Like he just doesn't. He doesn't want to be a part of this anymore. He doesn't want to go to war. He doesn't want to do this shit. Um, but he's just kind of forced to. He doesn't have a choice. So, um, and then the last thing, because I binged about it last week, so I won't go too in depth, but uh, about the midway point through this game, maybe a little bit later, Kratos gets a new weapon. Dope as fuck, dude. Dope as fuck. Like he already had the Leviathan axe and the Blades of Chaos, obviously. But yeah, you get a new weapon and it's fucking sick. Like it's so good. Like the combat in this game is just incredible. It is so much fun to play. And there are some optional bosses now that I'm kind of getting to that rival Dark Souls, dude. Like I've almost thrown my controller a few times. It gets really fucking difficult. Like it's not an easy game. Um so I don't know, it's just awesome. But one other thing I was thinking of when I was playing, and I wanted to pitch you guys a question. I have a listener question. Ryan writes in, "Hi Ryan."
Hi, Ryan.
Good O'Brien.
Mark Ryan.
So, is there? Can you guys think of like something games do, like a gameplay feature or something that annoys the shit out of you, but if it's in a really good game, it doesn't bother you? So, for example, I played Arkham Knights and God of War Ragnarok back to back. In Arkham Knights, you do side quests, kill people or beat people up, and loot chests to get arbitrary crafting materials to upgrade your gear or build new gear to increase your stats just a little bit. And I fucking hate that. It just annoys the shit out of me. In God of War Ragnarok, you do side quests and you kill people and you loot chests to get arbitrary crafting materials to moderately upgrade your gear. Doesn't bother me one bit. Like, I'm totally fine doing it. I don't care because the game was so fucking good. Like, is there any like gameplay element that you hate, but if it's in a good game, you don't care? Can you think of anything?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like at least in like some of the games I've been playing lately, like Stalker's a good example. You might be told to go find and kill some boars like a bunch, and like you've seen it in WoW and you've seen it in
Yeah,
other ones, but it's like the environment is ever changing and it's like you don't know where they're gonna be, and oh, there might be some other thing that's there too, like trying to shoot you back or something. Like it makes me like at least want to do it over and over and over again, because like that's what I'm told to do. You don't know what's going to happen along the way there or back is like the
yeah,
exciting part of it. So
right, right.
yeah.
So, yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Like, it's kind of the same thing in both games. And one of the games, I can't fucking stand it. And then in the other game, I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll go kill this random person and loot every goddamn chest I see. Um, so yeah.
I don't have a
Um,
ton of examples of this, but just since we play a lot of survival games, there's some games where I don't know, like I have played some survival games where I start chopping trees and I absolutely hate it and I'm done.
right.
But then there are other games like Grounded. You should see this tower I built. Adam helped, but I spent a lot of
You spent a
time
lot of time building it, so I
building
appreciate
this
that.
tower because you can make zip lines, but of course they released a new patch that now you can go reverse on zip lines. So that's cool. But
uh
um,
salt moment, but
like I
yeah.
can't tell you how many grass stalks and stems I cut down to build this tower and had a good time. But there's some games where it's just for whatever reason not enjoyable.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think Grounded did it interesting because like if you wear a particular armor set, you get additional carry, so you can carry 8 stocks on you instead of the 5 or 4 or whatever it is. And like you have mutations that can make you chop things faster or run faster. Or they had different elements to make it not quite as tedious. So I don't know, but I would say that's one of them.
All right. Josh, you got anything?
Open world exploration. We've talked about it a lot. That there are some games that are gigantic and full of nothing,
Right.
where it might be enjoyable for an hour, and then you're like, okay, this is it. That's all. Like I'm wandering around forever for the same like 6 enemies over and over and over again because they couldn't think of anything better to fill the world with.
Right.
Um, but then like Elden Ring being able to like, there's so much shit in there that I actually care about. I
Right.
know you didn't like Breath of the Wild, but I enjoyed exploring that and just finding like Korok seeds and finding like cool glimpses into like the previous Hyrule history and things like that. Um, but
The last Ghost Recon is a great example.
Yes. Absolutely.
have a good
100%.
one
You're
or a
right.
bad one?
Bad.
Bad. It was
The
awful.
world was beautiful. The gunplay was satisfying, but it was just just felt like a chore. It probably didn't
Yep.
help that driving the vehicles felt like you're playing a PS1 game.
Right.
What if that ever got patched?
Probably not.
And that's how I feel about some survival games where like I really enjoyed um the Viking one that I can't think of the name of.
Oh, Valheim.
Valheim, because I just like wandered around and did other shit because the world was interesting and I thought that was cool. Just exploring shit with, but there are some survival games where it's like one forest. This is the only biome. This
Right.
like
Right.
be prepared to see these same trees for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Um, and uh, so yeah,
It's like
open
the
world
forest,
exploration.
but the forest did good.
Yeah.
I thought.
So
Yeah.
my issue with the forest was purely the time that I played it, because if you remember when I played it with y'all, it was like 1 month out of like early access, and like there was no plot. You crashed a plane, and then that was like that was it.
Yeah.
Like the the villagers or the
There's
island
no story yet or anything.
like
Yeah.
would come and climb trees and be creepy, but other than that, like you couldn't interact with them. Like they barely even attacked you because the game just didn't run. And so things like the cool cave systems I've heard about, none of that existed. And so the forest was incredibly boring when I played it, but that was like 4 years before they finished the game. So I'm sure it's a wildly different game than when I remember it.
Right. Right. But yeah, I don't want to gush about God of Ragnarok anymore because I've talked a ton about it. But
You do,
I'm
don't lie.
I'm pretty comfortable saying it's my favorite game of all time and the best game I've ever played. And Kratos, honest to God, is probably my favorite video game character of all time. Like just his whole story arc is just
Wow.
incredible. Like he has think about him in like God of War 1, like old school PS2 God of War 1. He's just this angry motherfucker who kills everything. And like in this game he has like this really sweet moment with his son Atreus where he says the words "I'm sorry." Like Kratos sits down and apologizes to somebody. Like,
He's angry because of his like wife and child were
yes,
killed though. Like you got to
but
understand like where his anger. It's same. He's just young and lashing out in violence
just
versus
nothing but
old, and
violence.
he's like,
Yeah,
ah, my bones hurt, so I'm gonna
yeah.
cry.
My
I don't know.
bones
What do you
hurt.
want? Like,
My bones hurt, but I'll still fuck you up. So, um.
So this
Anyways,
beats
God of War
this beats
Ragnarok.
Persona 5 as your favorite game.
It does, yes. I think it.
Mm.
Like I said, unless it just collapses in the final act, which I will have it beat before we play the or before we record again. I'm assuming, so I'll know for sure. But unless it totally collapses, I don't
Kratos
see
just
how.
gets super racist at the end or
Yeah,
something. And Ryan's like,
like what the
ooh,
fuck?
like,
It's like
oh, I'm done with this game. Sorry,
it's
back it
like
up.
all the people who had daughters during Games of Thrones and named them Daenerys. And then it got to the finale, and they're like, "Ooh, that was a mistake." Like,
Yeah.
oh shit!
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna do some Game Awards stuff, but I was gonna see first. Justin, do we want to do conspiracy theory? That way we can just do Game Awards and go.
Do you want to do conspiracy theory now? That way you don't have to wait. I got it. Yep.
Groovy. So we'll do conspiracy theory, then we'll talk all things Game Awards.
Right meow.
Right, meow. Hi.
What up?
I can't
All
do
right.
We're ready.
Hello.
We are ready.
What is the name of the government project that tested the effects of radiation using stolen baby corpses? Yeah.
Oh.
A. Sunshine. B. The Baby Snatcher, C. Infant Glow, or D. Lullaby?
D.
D
It's
I'm going
definitely
sounds
D.
A.
the
I'm going
coolest.
A.
Did you already say D? I'll go C. Just
You're
to be
going
different.
Baby Snatcher, or what was it? Baby
No, I
Glow?
think Baby Glow, I think was C.
All right, I'm going D. Lullaby.
Ryan and I D. Adams A. Josh is C.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is A. Sunshine.
What?
Damn it.
God damn it.
It was the least. Like, come on, guys. Of like all those options, like it's the most like least offensive.
The least
And of the shit that you might be doing, like I don't know.
But
Makes
this
sense.
is a conspiracy theory. So
I know,
like,
but even then, like you gotta cover your conspiracies, bro. Like if you're testing radiation on babies, Baby Snatcher is not the best operation name for it. So
you gotta get them with the
radiation comes from sun. Let's call it sunshine, baby.
God damn.
Sunshine, sunshine.
That's fucked up.
It is.
I think I'm on the longest losing streak ever with conspiracy theory.
I want somebody to go back and like tally it up and see who's winning.
I'm sure I'm losing horribly, but um, yeah, I'm gonna make a bounce back one of these days. All right, let's do some game awards, and so we're gonna
Whatever
do
helps
our
you sleep at night.
yeah, right. We're gonna do our prediction episode. We're each picking 5 predictions of what we might see at the Game Awards. And I believe we're going to be live streaming the Game Awards. I think everybody's on board for that, it sounds like.
When is
When
that?
Almost.
when is that?
December 8th. Okay, maybe we're not.
When is that? Wait.
we're all agreed that we're doing
Thursday.
that except for
What?
half
That's
of
a
the
Thursday.
When is
I
that?
think
A
I think
Thursday.
Thursday. I think
I
what I meant to
understand.
say
What
is
time?
oh, I don't know.
they're
I
typically
don't
at
think they
like
have
8 p.m.
yeah, I think it's like 7:30 or something. Okay, what I meant to say is apparently Josh and I are streaming the Game Awards and Adam and Justin are maybes.
I can do it.
As I say, Thursdays don't have much going on. That's usually our gaming night, so that's probably
Yeah.
fine.
So anyways, we can do our predictions in real time as we're watching the streaming the Game Awards.
Hell
So
yeah!
come join us for that. I'll kind of
Should we
keep
make a bingo card now?
yeah. There you go, there you go.
Oh, that'd be dope.
So anyways, we're each gonna do 5
Join in
predictions.
bingo card.
Yeah, we're each gonna do 5 predictions. Our 5th and final prediction is gonna be our long shot prediction. Um, and we'll kind of see how that goes. It's going to be the way out there. But before, we only have one listener question this week, probably 'cause we haven't recorded in forever. So I figure it's Game Awards related, so we'll get that out of the way. Pistol Pete writes in, hi, Pistol Pete.
What a
Pistol
beat!
Pete. Pew pew pew.
Pistol Pete says, hey guys, what was your
Pew, pew, pew,
biggest,
pew.
what was your biggest snub from the Game Award nominees announcement? I fully believe Cult of the Lamb deserves Game of the Year recognition. Definitely over Stray, which sucked if I'm being honest. I didn't play Stray. Did anybody else? I don't think.
No, I was super interested because of the cat aspect of it, but then
Yeah.
I started watching some people playing it, and it looked like it would be a game that I end up buying, and then I play one session, and whenever I quit that session, I would likely never pick it up again.
Right.
And I
Mhm.
Right.
just showed it to Marissa
So
in case that'd be a game that she would be interested in watching, and she was like, meh. So
yeah. Um. So we'll go to Adam first. First of all, before you give your snub, Adam, I know you, like myself, really enjoyed Cult of the Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it deserves Game of the Year recognition?
So that's actually going to be one of my things
Oh, there
that
you go.
I
Perfect.
predict, but I had said Cult of the Lamb is going to win Best Indie because it is nominated for that. And I think that is a perfect sweet spot for it. I don't think it really hit Game of the Year, unfortunately. Sorry, Pistol Pete. But I think where it's at is really a good spot. However, I've not played Stray. My fiance Kat has it, and she's played it on the Steam Deck, and it plays amazing on that. And she's really enjoyed it. I'm kind of waiting for her to finish it. so then I can play it and probably beat it in a weekend or something. But just yeah, waiting for that to get through. But from what I've seen, I don't. There's got to be something that's really that I haven't seen yet to make it Game of the Year, because from what I've seen, the fact that it's being nominated for Game of the Year kind of, I was confused. Let's just say that.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. So, do you have any personal snubs?
I was with him. I mean, I thought Cold Lamb should have been up
Okay,
there because I played a fuck ton of that, and that
fair
game
enough.
is
Very good.
so charming and like does the civilization management so well, and it's got some roguelike dungeon aspects and like some Stardew aspects, and like I don't know, it hit so many notes. It was very, very well done. I think that should have been
Hell
up
yeah,
there for Game of the Year.
agreed.
I
Agreed.
agree with Pistol Pete.
There you go. I agree with you. Justin, you got any snubs?
No, and this is a lack of kind of two things. One, I don't play a ton of different games, so I even the Cult of Lamb, like I watched Adam play a tiny bit and we talked about it, but I don't know much about it, and I don't. I just
You don't play single player games.
Yeah, I don't really know enough. And then I was like, so in order to be on the Game Awards, does the game have to be like fully released, no alpha, betas, blah blah blah? And he said,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's good.
So
That's a good question.
that makes sense. But yeah, no real snubs for me given that.
Okay, fair enough. Josh, you got anything?
The only we talked about this a little bit before we started streaming, but I'm shocked that Elden Ring was not in best racing category.
Every category. Every
Yeah,
category.
every category. Because
Best
it,
original
Racing against the
score.
time, and no.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, best strategy
Esports
game,
player.
best multiplayer game, best family game. I would stick with a family that played Elden Ring.
Uh,
No, not
Esport
really.
player of the year, Elden
I
Ring.
I mean, let's be honest. I don't play a ton of games in general. Y'all may have noticed this. Cult of the Lamb. I played all of 3 days and then
Yeah.
didn't ever turn it on again. This is how
Oh,
I play. This is how I play games.
it
I
ended
don't.
well. It's
Um,
good game.
and so Elden Ring kept my attention for a really long time, and it's on there. I did enjoy all 3 days of Cult of the Lamb, so cool that is on there. Um the only other game I play a lot of is Genshin, and it's on there for like community updates and best mobile game. So everything I've played thus far is on there somewhere. But so I don't really have any real snubs.
Okay, fair enough. I got two. One of them's kind of not really. I would have liked to have seen Immortality get some more recognition. I've talked about the game a lot. I fucking loved that game. Um, Adam played a little bit of it, but
Not
I
enough to get it intriguing
yeah,
enough yet.
right,
It was more
yeah,
just confusion still.
yes, right. So, I really like that game, but I can see why that's very niche. I can see why that's not game of the year, you know. Um, but the one that I think got robbed a little bit is going back to God of War Ragnarok. In best performance, Ryan Hurst, who people might know as Opie from Sons of Anarchy, or Gary Bertier from Remember the Titans. Um, awesome actor. I love that dude. But he plays Thor in God of War Ragnarok. Phenomenal performance, and I feel like he's not in the game a whole ton, so maybe that's why. Um, but I feel like he should have been up for best performance because he did a goddamn good job. So, but other than that, I think the lists are pretty good. I thought it was kind of weird. Sifu's under best fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was kind of a weird pick for me. Like it is a fighting game, but it's not like a traditional Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken. You know what I mean? So, um,
I
But
can't
yeah,
think of
that's what
many
I got.
fighting games that
I
came
was to
out.
say I'm excited for them to branch out from just the side-scrolling 2D like fighter. Like that's pretty exciting that they're nominated for that. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it should be good. So, and I think it's up for best indie game too. But I think Cult of the Lamb's definitely taking that category. So, um,
Did y'all
all right.
play
Well, thank you very
Tunic?
much. What's
That's Tunic is on like a bunch of them as well. Did y'all play that? I
Yeah,
never did.
I
I
played
never
a little
did.
bit at the beginning and it was really cool. I just didn't make it past like a couple days, unfortunately.
Yeah, interesting.
Which
Um,
is yeah.
but thank you very much, Pistol Pete. We do appreciate it. All right, boys. Let's do our predictions. And you know, why don't we have Adam go first since we kind of got one of his already? You can just repeat it.
Yeah, I mean I was good when I was looking through people that were nominated for indie titles, I saw Cult of the Lamb and I'm like, if that doesn't win it, I'm gonna flip a desk on them or
Flip
something.
desk.
So Cult of the Lamb is gonna win best indie. That's one of my predictions.
All right, fair enough. I think that's a good bet. I think that's a good bet. Let's go to Josh next. What is your first
So
prediction?
I focused more on other shit besides the voting.
Yep.
Because I went through and I voted on the vast majority of the categories and did my due diligence. But there is just a lot of them that I'm like, I have played none of these games, and I have. If I was voting, it's just purely off of aesthetic or what I've heard, which is not cool. So I didn't vote for those. So I went the announcements, world premieres,
There you go.
and so I went with something, Justin and Adam would like. 5 new open world survival games are going to be announced.
5.
5.
Like wait, just to quantify, exactly 5? At least 5?
At least 5.
Okay, at least 5. All
And
right.
greater than or equal to 5
Okay.
open world survival games. It could be, you know, uh, it could be something like DayZ type survival. It could
Okay.
be grounded type survival, but it's open world, punching trees and shit.
Okay.
You know, so
And are
that's
we
my guess.
talking new IPs or new trailers for
New, well, unannounced games. So it could be like a something too. So it doesn't have to be a new IP, but it's a new game, if that makes sense. So, but it could be like, for instance, Arc 2 wouldn't count because we've already seen like The Rock, or no, who was it, Vin Diesel or whatever, hanging out in Arc 2. So that one's already spoiled for us because Vin Diesel definitely sells games for me. But yeah, so I'm going out on a whim here, and 5 new survival games,
5.
5 or more.
Bold number.
Yeah, it's 4. I'm calling that a complete loss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 5 is a
Justin?
complete loss to the gaming industry, but but 4 will be a complete loss to me in my
Gain to somebody's pocket, so whatever.
yeah.
Sorry, my wife is just getting home. Justin, our reigning champion with his half a point victory. Why don't you take yours? What's your first prediction?
So I feel like I'm failing you all on this, but I did do 5 predictions, but I'm kind of boring with them. I literally just picked a category and guessed
That
what
is
these are
boring,
going to
but go
be.
ahead.
We put 0
So
rules on
this
this,
is
so
how he's gonna
you
win
yeah.
again this year.
So yeah, I almost feel like cheating here, but game of the year, I'm assuming Elden Ring is going to win.
Yep.
I still hear people talking about it. I think that one will win.
I hope so.
I think that's a pretty safe bet. That's a pretty
Mhm.
good bet. I would
Are you
probably be
keeping
inclined.
track?
I figure I'll just put up a Google Doc and people can throw in their predictions at some point.
Okay.
So we'll just do that.
Long story short, he's not keeping track. He's gonna count on us.
You literally just copy paste from wherever you wrote it down into a Google Doc. We'll be all right.
I got an adjacent question. Do you think it hurts or helps God of War that it just came out?
Oh,
Or
I don't know
neither?
if it has any
Neither is
impact
an
at
Timing
option.
all.
wise, it's
Timing
gotta
wise.
help.
You think
It
so?
keeps it's fresh in the mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I figure there's two available options. There's it hurts it because, I mean, you're a huge fan. You haven't completed it yet, right?
Right.
True.
So
It's a good
like
point.
that could be a factor. Like, hey, I know I loved Elden Ring. I assume I'll love the rest of God of War, but I haven't finished it. So, but also like, who's talking about Elden Ring anymore?
Right.
Streamers that I follow. But like God of War is all I hear about right this second. So I was just kind of thinking about that today. I wonder if that helps or hurts because, or neither. It helps in some ways and hurts in others, and so it's a wash overall.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I kind of wonder, like, because industry people vote too, right? So it's like
Yeah.
open to the public plus industry people. So I wonder if I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Um, okay, so my first prediction, um, I'm going with a little bit of a toss up on this one. This one should be fairly easy. I have a feeling we're going to see this, but I think we'll get our first trailer for Monolith Studios' Wonder Woman game that was announced at last year's Game Awards.
Mm.
I think we'll get our first trailer, whether it's gameplay, cinematic, whatever. I think we'll get our first trailer for it. So that
Can I
will
have a
be.
can I have a random like offshoot prediction of that?
Hmm.
The trailer is just going to be a skyscape going left to right, and then it's Wonder Woman, but it's her in the invisible jet, so it's just the
Yeah,
sky. That's all you see.
that's
Maybe
awesome.
a little glimpse at the end of a plane, like outline, like cloaking device. Like,
Like
oh my
shimmer.
god, it's a cloaking device, and it's like realistic sort of cloaking device, and that's it.
Okay, fair
That's
enough.
all you get.
Nice. I like it. Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah, I have a
See,
feeling
you would love it. That's what's so
it'd
funny about it
be
too. It's
such a
like
fucking
people
troll.
people would love it though
Yeah.
too. It's like this really cool skyscape, some cool music, some names coming up, and then at the very end you see like, the outline of like a plane that's in like cloaking device, and it just says Wonder Woman, and that's it. And
Yeah,
people would freak the fuck out.
right. I think that'd be a troll move, but it'd be hilarious to see. Oh, very nice. Okay, Adam, second prediction.
Justin took one of mine. That was my number one. Elden Ring's gonna get Game of the Year.
All right, fair enough. We got
Yeah,
two. Look at that.
I mean that's the safe bet, if
Dude,
anything. So.
what if we're watching the show and it gets to that category at the very end and they're like game of the year goes to Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
I'm like, well, shit, I gotta play this game if
Like
it's
what
better than
the
Elden Ring.
fuck? Oh god, that'd be awful. All right.
Or the bots won that.
Yeah, right. There you go. God, Xenoblade. Josh, what's your second prediction?
There will be an announcement for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Ooh,
Did you play the first one?
interesting.
Nope. Nope. But I saw it on like Steam or something recently. It came out in 2018. So this seems about the time we would get a trailer or an announcement where,
Interesting.
hey, we're working on it. I honestly haven't heard anything
It's
from.
still a thing, just so you don't forget.
Yeah,
Right.
I can't remember the name of the developer offhand, um, but I haven't heard anything from them recently. So that was a big game.
Mm-hmm.
So I could imagine something new from them.
Interesting. Okay, good choice. I like that one. Um, Justin, second prediction.
Best multiplayer is gonna go to COD.
God damn it, I hope not, but you're probably right.
What were the
Oh,
other nominees? Just out of curiosity, does anyone know off the top of
So
their head? I could look it up.
I got it up here. View categories. Best multiplayer. Here it is. Once it loads. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Multiverses,
Nope.
Overwatch 2,
Nope.
Splatoon 3, I
Nope.
love the other Splatoon
On the
games, but
verge of maybe,
Yeah.
but nope.
It doesn't
Teenage
have enough
Mutant Ninja
players.
Turtles
It's only
Shredder,
Nintendo. It doesn't have enough. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which I guess is the new game, not the NES that I was
Yeah.
thinking
That's
of
the one
earlier.
that I wanted us to play, but someone didn't have it.
I did have it. I just didn't have it on the right platform,
Yeah, there you
apparently.
go.
So,
Which is stupid.
So
yeah, I
clearly,
agree.
clearly, Call of Duty's taking that category.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna win it.
I'm sure.
Well, Shredder's
I can't
Revenge
believe
can't get
Overwatch 2 is nominated for anything, so whatever.
Shredder's Revenge obviously can't get it because they couldn't even get cross-platform to work.
Right, right, which is crazy.
2022.
Um,
What the fuck are you doing? I
Right?
can play My Little Pony on any device.
right.
I mean,
That's
Multiverses
hilarious.
has Shaggy and Batman on it. So, like,
I do want to play that because it's free, I believe.
Is
I
it?
had it. Yeah,
So, ugh, I
Mm,
I've
didn't
heard
like
it's
it.
fun.
Interesting.
You played it?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it.
Just
Do you
play
like those
Smash.
games, though?
I love Smash games, and that's the thing. And it's just like it was trying to be that, but it just was not as executed well. Like I don't know.
All right, fair enough. I'm gonna go kind of along the lines of Josh's first prediction, and I'm going to say that Microsoft, who is still losing the first party battle to Sony pretty badly, so I will say Microsoft announces no fewer, so 3 or more first party IP games, new
Oh,
first party IP games. So that doesn't mean it's a brand new IP. Like if they announce Ori 3, that counts. Like it can be a continuation of the franchise. So 3 new games from their first party IP, no fewer than. Does
I
that
can
make
see that
sense?
happening.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense? So, but like
Kill, Killzone 3. Ugh.
that's that's not Microsoft, but
Oh, Microsoft. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
Microsoft. Well, but like if they show off like a trailer for Fable, that doesn't count because it was already announced. So I'm saying 3 new games, because they're playing catch up. I feel like so. All right, um, well, Adam, you're next. What is your third prediction?
It's funny that we mentioned it, but I was gonna say Overwatch will kind of just will get like some joke mention at some point, whether it's in that multiplayer spot or something. Someone's gonna like mention Overwatch, and
About
it's
how
not
it's the
gonna be.
same game.
Yeah, I mean, someone's gonna like make some like offhanded comment about Overwatch at some point.
Okay, I like it.
Overwatch 2, yeah.
So okay, I like it. God, I hope that happens. That'd be hilarious.
Somewhere in there, someone's gonna, yeah, it's gonna be funny.
Especially since all the developers will be sitting there, so that would be
Mm-hmm.
hilarious. That would be awesome. Just have Ricky Gervais host the Game Awards.
I would love that.
Right. All right. Very nice. Josh, third prediction.
Gameplay trailer for Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild 2.
Mm.
For those of you who do not remember the name. I see the grimace, but I don't know if that's the dog or the reference to Breath of the Wild. But
Both.
I mean, we
Does
saw
the dog
like a
break?
yeah,
Like the
we saw
weapons.
a cinematic trailer, but it would be nice to see actual gameplay. And so this is half a Nintendo does actually bring stuff to the Game Awards most years, and I just would like to see it. So I have an honorable mention regarding Nintendo, but we can leave that for the end because it might be on someone's list.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Will the trailer show that there are no breakable weapons?
Unlikely.
Fuck. Then fuck that game. Fuck it.
It's
Terrible game.
not even out yet. You don't even know.
Justin, prediction 3.
Prediction 3. The most anticipated game that's going to win is going to be Starfield.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Is that best ongoing? Is that what that's?
No, it's most anticipated.
Oh,
For the
Yeah,
really?
most hype around it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay.
Who has the
Though,
most marketing and PR?
yeah,
Which is a game that I actually don't even really want to play.
That
But
Interesting.
last trailer didn't, or when they showed it off, it didn't do it for me.
Hmm.
I agree with you.
the
I have a feeling the studio behind it has a lot of sway that people will think it's going to be amazing and what they've promised.
Right.
And people apparently haven't been burned enough by base games that they're willing to fall for anything.
Right.
mhm.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm with you. We'll
There's a
see.
reason that space is the great frontier, okay?
Yeah.
We're just not ready for it.
I like it.
You got space dysentery.
Oh shit.
Oregon space.
Yeah,
the
There you go.
that would be a money game. Why has no one
Oregon
done that?
You 3 of your cattle were ejected out
You've
of the
got like a
airlock.
little ship with like some cattle and like you gotta go across the minefield or like
Yeah.
the asteroid, mine or whatever. Oh man.
No, no,
Can we do this? Can we make this game?
your the cattle pod in your ship has been
Was
attacked by
ejected.
xenomorphs.
There you go. Nice.
You gotta go hunting for some meat.
Yeah. Some space
Shooting
meat.
aliens like in
They
your
killed
ship.
all of your livestock.
There you go. I like it. All right, my third prediction is that the Game Awards will either open or close with a PlayStation exclusive game. So it will be the first trailer that they show or the final trailer that they show will be PlayStation exclusive. That is my third prediction.
but not and.
But
It's,
not
it's
what?
or, but not and. It's an or,
Not
not an
and.
and.
Or
So
either
if
or.
it's
I can't-
both, then
I
it
lose.
it cancels everything.
I
Okay.
just can't see them giving both to Sony. Like
Ex-
I just can't. So
There's an
but I think
inclusive
open
versus exclusive or,
Yeah.
just so we're clear here.
Yep, or just or. So, all right, Adam, number 4.
Let's see. We did the Overwatch one. Called that. We're gonna get an extended trailer and a reminder of Stalker 2
Ooh, okay,
from
That's cool.
CSG. It's gonna come out of nowhere, and it's gonna get people hyped for it again.
nice. Okay, I mean, or still hyped. Not, I'm
Just
still hyped.
rekindle the fire.
There you go. Rekindle the fire a little. I like it. All right. I hope so. That'd be sick. I want to see more. Josh, 4th.
Another Nintendo one here. Another Switch that's still not the Switch 2.
Switch
Nintendo
OLED Mini.
the Nintendo loves to have like 17 DSs, or they're just working up to 17, Switches here, and so they're gonna announce yet another one, but not Switch 2, or like a Switch 2 type thing where it's just like completely new system. None of that.
I feel like they need something because apparently the new Pokemon game runs like shit. Like I've heard really good things about it, but the Switch can't even handle it. So,
No.
yeah, which is outrageous. So,
One of it just poorly optimized, because I've also seen some
very well be.
pictures of like the
frame
like
or like the textures or whatever.
textures and just generally like the world, and it looks like a PlayStation game.
I feel like what's that studio? Niantic, is that the studio that makes Pokemon games?
Pokemon Go specifically.
Yeah, I'd say that's
Oh.
the mobile.
What's the
But
name of the
it's
studio that did the rest?
is it not?
Anyways, the studio that
it's not
does
just the
all the
Pokemon Co.
No, there's another name for it that did a or Arceus and anyways, but I feel like they just pump out too many games. Like I feel like they're strapped. Because I mean, you get a new Pokemon game every year, at least. They're gonna 2 this year. No, when did Arceus come out?
Last year.
Last year. Okay. All right. So
I think I was just talking to
It was around Christmas. Me. Yeah, you
Yeah.
talked to me about
that it just seems like before it was like 2 to 3 years for the next Pokemon series,
Yeah.
essentially.
Right.
Granted, the team is significantly larger, but
Yeah.
it but now it's like new Pokemon, new Pokemon, new Pokemon, like back
Yeah.
to back to back to back, year after year, and
They're pumping them out like FIFAs.
Yeah. Very
yeah, they're essentially kind of the same thing,
Every
just
year.
different. Um,
Mm.
so it might be a good idea to take a break and
We the same,
There you
but
go.
different, but the same. What movie?
I have no idea.
Oh,
not
I
The
either.
know what it
Interview.
is. Yeah, it's like
James
I
Franco.
didn't necessarily love that movie personally, but
I fucking love
Um. All right, Justin, give us your fourth prediction.
it. Best debut indie is Vampire Survivors.
Ooh, interesting.
super
All
good
right.
game.
I never
Amazing good
played
game.
it, but my Google feed for like 2 months straight was nothing but it. It's crazy. Like every time I open my Google feed, there is something about that game, and I never even clicked any of them. I don't even really know what the game's about.
It's like a bullet hell, like
mm,
trying to survive for as long as you can. Like it's super good game.
Interesting. Um.
I wanted to play it, but I think it was only single player, and those kind of games I think are more
It
fun with
is.
co-op.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So my last two, I wanted to make sure I got the long shot. So I feel like both of these are long shots, but you guys can kind of be the judge. We'll see. So my first one, I'm going straight up sports betting. We're doing a 3-item parlay, boys. That's what we're doing. Um, so for those not in sports betting or don't know what sports betting is, I picked 3 items. All 3 of them have to be true for me to get a point. If I'm 2 or 3, forget it. So
great.
here's my 3-item parlay. We will get a new trailer for The Last of Us, which is coming out January 15th.
The show, to be
Yes,
clear.
the show. Yes, the show, just to be clear. We'll get a new trailer for the Mario movie starring 15-year-old Jewish Chris Pratt as Mario. And we will get our first trailer ever for the Borderlands movie. All 3 of
Alone.
those things.
Ew, they're
So,
making a Borderlands movie?
yeah, they already filmed it. It's done.
Ew.
You didn't know
We've
that?
talked about it. We've talked about it because we
Yeah.
talked about the cast.
Jack Black is Claptrap. And Kevin Hart is Roland, which is weird still to me, but we'll see. So,
Yeah, because Kate Blanchett is Lilith.
yes, which I think that's a good casting. I think
Yeah.
that's dope.
I do too. Bobby
Um,
Lee is Larry.
yep, yep,
It's got a cast to be witty and fun. I'm just curious if they're gonna like overdo it and make it
yeah,
like too ridiculous.
right.
Which the games are really ridiculous. So I don't
That's
know.
just
It'll
it.
be a balance act,
I
and
feel
we'll
like it
see how
almost
they do.
has to be like a Scott Pilgrim versus the World type of movie. You know what I mean? Like super into effects and way out there, and we'll see. But
Eli
anyway,
Roth
so
is
what's that?
Eli Roth is doing it. So
Yeah, that's true. So anyways, all 3 of those things. New trailer for Last of Us show, new trailer for Mario, and the first trailer for Borderlands.
Hmm.
We have to have all 3 for me to get the point. Would you guys consider that a long shot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
I would say so.
I wanted to make sure. My next one's kind of a long shot too, but I just wanted to make sure. All right, Adam, 5th and final prediction.
This year, we're finally gonna get it from Nintendo Virtual Boy 2.
Oh my god, Jesus. I feel like that's gonna be your every year prediction. Like this year,
So
guys.
it's my
This year.
Powerball. Like I'm gonna vote 42 on my Powerball for the rest of my
Maybe
life.
maybe we'll combine Josh's and yours together and we'll get the Nintendo Switch Virtual Boy. Hmm?
No,
You never know.
Distinct possibility. Granted, I said
you
not
just
a
get
Switch
a
2.
Periscope like attachment for it, and you're just looking through.
Right. Very
But
nice.
no, we're not. That's not happening.
No, that's your long shot. It might.
Yeah.
It might. You never know.
They're
That would
gonna
be
get into
wild.
VR again someday, maybe. Probably not, but
Probably
maybe. Probably not,
not.
but maybe.
But but probably not. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Alright.
no, definitely not. But
Alright,
maybe.
Josh, what's your final prediction?
So I don't know that this is quite that long of a shot in comparison, but a Marvel IP that's not Spider-Man or Marvel coming from Insomniac.
Whoa, okay.
Yet another Insomniac Marvel franchise.
Really? So they'll have Wolverine and Spider-Man and something else?
And a third one. I don't know
Interesting.
what it is. That's why it's not quite as a far shot as it could be.
Okay.
Uh, maybe like a like a
Moon Knight.
Deadpool. Moon Knight would be
Daredevil.
fucking
A
dope.
Spawn game. No.
Did you ever see that
Or,
horror game where like you're blind and you use like echolocation to like move around?
I don't think so.
no.
I'll have to find, but that's what I imagine a Daredevil game like.
That'd be sick.
Where you just
Your
like
screen's just black and you have
Yeah.
to have a headset on.
well, if I remember right,
you're told to close your eyes and like
Right.
that's it. That's all you do the entire game.
yeah
That'd be crazy
Uh,
actually.
the horror game it like the you can only see the it was VR, and so you could only see like if you were talking, making noise that would like echolocate you. But
Oh,
obviously, the
weird.
monsters and shit could find you if you were making noise. Um, it
That's
it
fucked
looked
up.
dope. I watched Travis
What
play
is
for a
it?
little while. I can't remember the name offhand. What was it?
Sightful.
Stifled.
That sounds right.
It says
Um,
echolocation horror mystery on Steam,
Interesting.
Rifle?
and it looks like almost a wireframe as far as
yes,
what you see.
like the old school Tron games.
Right.
But
Hmm.
that would be a dope Daredevil game. I don't know that would I don't know that anyone would play that, um, but yeah. So a non Spider-Man, non Wolverine. I would love to also see a Wolverine trailer. It's not one of my things in the list, but I would love to see a
I
non
would too.
cinematic version, but
Fuck
not
yeah.
on the list.
Yeah, more than just the claws popping out, something a little more than that. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Him sitting
Fuck
at the
yeah.
bar. That's all we
Yeah.
got thus far.
All right, Justin, long shot.
So first, I just wanted to point out that Eli Roth, as a producer, has done pretty much only horror movies,
Yeah.
save for Baywatch. He was a
Oh
co-producer.
God, this could be
But
bad.
Inspiring
interestingly enough,
confidence.
he was the executive producer of the entire Hemlock Grove series.
Interesting.
So I don't know. Now I'm even more interested to know where this will go. But he did the screenplay writing for Borderlands. He was not the producer.
Okay. Huh. We'll
So-
see. Well, we'll see when we see a trailer, and my prediction's right. So there you go.
Yeah.
1/3 of it.
1/3 of it.
He also did the screenplay for The Man with the Iron Fist.
I don't know if I remember that.
It's like a Crouching Tiger type. It
Oh.
had
Kind of like a kung
RZA.
fu, sort of movie. It was really good.
Yeah. So take that as you will.
Yeah.
So my long shot is that best community support is going to go to Call of Duty. And that's a joke.
Is that an
When we're-
option?
Wow.
No, but it's just a joke because they have like the post
The
game
worst.
lobbies.
Yeah.
And whenever Cam's in Discord with us, you can just hear everyone shit talking each other for like a minute, and you
It's
just
the worst
hear-
shit you can hear of.
Yeah, you
And
hear
it's-
people dropping words that remind you of OG 360 online. So,
I remember Brian his first game. He was just like, "Wow!" Like that was lit. His reaction was just, "Wow!" After it was done.
And
It's
a
like,
lot
I
of it,
can't imagine what you just heard. Just the worst shit
a
spouted.
lot of it comes from like 12-year-olds, so that's fucked up
Yep.
too. So
Yep.
yeah,
But
where's
mental
your
health
mother?
is not an issue though, so it's
right.
fine.
So is that your legit prediction?
No, my
Okay.
actual long shot is that they're gonna release the either predecessor or a new Rainbow Six past Siege, not
Ooh.
Extraction, obviously, but like
Okay.
another, because Siege came out in 2015 and they've been milking it, but that's a long time for a game to be milked. That's 7 years, and
So
now,
a new iteration of Siege will be announced.
oh well,
Its
I don't
predecessor,
imagine they'll
maybe.
call it Siege or maybe Siege 2,
So
like
we'll
they
say a
did
new
with
Tom
Vegas.
Clancy game. You want to just go with that?
No, because there's too many
Yeah,
IPs in
that's
Tom
true.
Clancy. I think a
Okay.
new Rainbow Six IP
Okay.
at the
Okay.
very least is
Fair
my long
enough.
shot. And
Okay.
I made that up while we were recording because I felt bad that I didn't really do anything.
All right. I like it. Thinking on your feet. There you go.
Mm.
All right. So my true long shot prediction is that Joseph Fares, who's the CEO of Hazelight Studios, you'll remember his game It Takes Two won Game of the Year last year. He's a very colorful character. He's the one who at the Game Awards a couple years ago was being interviewed by Jeff Keighley, and he just out of nowhere said, "Fuck the Oscars." So he like Game Awards is where it's at. Fuck the Oscars. Uh, anyways, he's a character, and he's at every Game Awards. Like he pops up at some point. So Joseph Fares of Hazelight Studios will appear at some point. He will announce their next game, and he will say something to make Jeff Keighley visibly uncomfortable at some point.
Oh, he's
So,
way out,
Even if
dude.
it's the awkward smile, like he
yep,
says something, he's like,
yeah, yep. So, Joseph Fares will appear, announce their new game, and make Jeff Keighley visibly uncomfortable at some
okay,
point during the interaction. So that's my
that's
long
an
shot
and.
prediction. That's my long shot. I feel like they put out good fucking games, dude. Like It Takes Two was incredible, and the
I
game
want to
before
play A
that, A
Way
Way
Out.
Out, that
Yeah, I
game
want
was
to play
so
that.
good,
Such a good game.
so good. Did you finish it? A Way
I've
Out?
What?
never played it.
Are you
Oh,
talking to me?
okay.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Did you
yeah.
finish Way Out?
Yeah, Kat and I played it all the way through.
So good. God, that was a good game.
The
So
ending was amazing. We had to
yeah,
like pull it back a save and like do it a couple different times just to see differences. But like, oh my god, the game is so amazing.
very good. Yeah, and then It Takes Two, which came out, which was the game of the year at the Game Awards
That
last year.
one we did not finish,
God,
unfortunately.
it was so. Did you get
We
to
got
the?
very close, but
Did
I
you get
think
to the
maybe
super fucked up stuffed elephant part?
doesn't sound familiar.
Okay,
But
you would know.
it has also been a bit
Yeah,
since we played it, but I don't think
one
that
one
sounds
of the
familiar.
most. Leif and I laughed so hard. One of the most fucked up things I've ever done in a video game, but it was hilarious. God, that was a good game. All right, so our predictions are in. Like I said, I'll throw up a Google Doc at some point. We'll add it all to it, and we'll just kind of track it when we stream the Game Awards December 8th. So look forward to that. Best of luck to everybody. I feel like Justin's got it in the bag again because he went a little toss up. He went a little softball pitch. So maybe he'll win again. We'll see.
Sorry,
Or
guys.
maybe the
Wants to
fucking
keep that trophy.
yeah. Or maybe the Virtual Boy 2 gets announced and Adam shocks everybody. There's that too. You never know. So, all right. We will do a quick pick of the week and then we'll get out of here. Adam, you teased us a little bit earlier. What is your pick of the week?
When you guys jumped in, you saw me streaming it a little bit. It's a game on Steam called Zero Siebert. It's kind of a top-down 2D pixel art homage to Stalker or Tarkov, sorta. So like you have
Nice.
a main bunker with like storage, you get quest givers, you go out into a handful of different maps. The one thing that is really fun about this game is every time you go out, it's procedurally generated. So the maps are completely different every time. Like you don't know where stuff's going to be at. So I think that's what's really drawn me into keep playing it over and over again. But super fun game. Probably have like 30 some hours into the game
Awesome.
already, and to the point where it is an early access game, so like there is kind of like an ending ish sort of to it, like, but it's just I got to a point where there was no more quests. That was kind of the ending right now, so started going back and doing some more hardcore playthroughs of it, and that's also been just as fun. So
Nice.
super fun, kind of like rogue like Tarkov stalker-ish sort of game.
Cool. Awesome. Very cool. Josh.
Dark Tide. We talked about it earlier. I've been really enjoying that game. Don't have much more to add since we talked about it, but yeah, Dark Tide. Warhammer 40k Dark Tide.
Very nice. Okay. Justin.
Mine is Andor.
I had a feeling you were gonna say that.
Nice.
Yep, I finished it this weekend, and it is. This might be a hot take, but as far as story and progression and characters and emotion and stuff, I think it might actually be better than Mandalorian.
Wow.
So
Interesting. Okay.
Mando obviously has like the cool factor with the Mandalorians and like nostalgia with characters bringing it in, but from an actual story and writing and like feeling what the rebels are going through, especially as like a prelude to a Rogue One. Absolutely phenomenal show. Like I hope that the rest of the Star Wars things that come out take note because wow.
Damn. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, you text me about it or sent me a DM in Discord. I'll have to check it out. I have not watched it yet.
Yeah, I'm
So
curious to know your thoughts. I know that again that's a hot take with it being um have a distraction here. With
that's
it
fine.
being better than Mando is probably a little rough to digest, but
Okay.
definitely curious what you think when you do watch it.
Absolutely. I'll check it out. Um okay, so my pick of the week. I know I said I was gonna wait till I beat it, but goddamn it, it's God of War Ragnarok. Everybody go out and play it. If you were lucky enough to get a PS5, go play God of War Ragnarok. We'll play 2018 God of War first. If you have not done that,
It's
then play
done
God of War.
installing,
What's that?
so mine's done installing.
Oh,
So
nice. Um, yeah, I'm interested to see your thoughts. That's a game I never would have gifted you had you not raved about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And then I was like, maybe he would like God of
I
War. I
didn't play
don't know.
Odyssey though.
What's that?
I didn't play Odyssey though.
Origin.
Origin, sorry, Assassin's Creed Origin. So, um, I don't know. I hope you enjoy it. Especially, I mean, one of the coolest moments is like 2 hours into the game when you get to the superhero fight. So if you don't enjoy that, maybe stop playing. But it's dope as fuck. So, um, yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So, but that'll wrap it up, gentlemen. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We will be back on Monday, and then we'll kind of discuss more plans about streaming game awards and how we're gonna handle that and all that stuff.
Six
So we'll have some more information.
6:30
Your
Central.
voice progression of this show has gone like this.
Has it really? Because I'm
Yeah,
talking so much.
you
Yeah.
sound very hoarse now.
Yeah. So wonderful, awesome. Um, so I'll just leave it there. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Very much appreciated. Bye Twitch. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Twitch.